The year was 2045, and humanity stood on the brink of a new era. Advances in technology had begun to erase the lines between science fiction and reality, setting the stage for what was to come. Amidst this backdrop of innovation and discovery, the world received its first undeniable proof that we were not alone in the universe. It began with a series of anomalies detected by deep space telescopes. Scientists observed unusual energy signatures emanating from the edge of our solar system, signatures that defied all known natural phenomena. As these anomalies grew closer, excitement and trepidation gripped the global community. Then, on a day that would be remembered throughout history, the source of the disturbances revealed itself. A massive spacecraft, unlike anything humanity had ever imagined, entered Earth's orbit. The arrival of the Vrosh was broadcast live across the globe. People from every nation watched in awe as the alien ship, a marvel of technology that seemed to bend the very laws of physics, descended into the atmosphere. Governments around the world issued statements urging calm and restraint, even as their militaries were placed on high alert. Contact with the Vrosh was established through a complex exchange of mathematical and visual signals, leading to the first-ever extraterrestrial summit on Earth. The chosen location for this historic meeting was a neutral site in international waters, specifically designed to accommodate the unknown needs of our visitors. The human delegation was composed of leading scientists, diplomats, and scholars, all selected for their expertise and ability to represent the best of humanity. However, despite the meticulous planning and hopeful optimism, the summit did not proceed as expected. Misunderstandings arose almost immediately. With their advanced technology, communicated through a form of augmented reality that overlaid emotions and thoughts directly onto the minds of the human delegates. This method, though efficient, proved overwhelming for humans unaccustomed to such direct mental contact. Tensions escalated when a gesture of goodwill was misinterpreted. A human ambassador, attempting to present a traditional gift of peace, approached one of the Vrosh without permission. The alien, perceiving the action as a potential threat, reacted instinctively. A burst of energy from a device on its body struck the ambassador, ending his life instantly. The incident was broadcast live, sending shockwaves around the world. Grief and outrage united humanity in a way few things ever had. The Vrosh, realizing the gravity of their mistake, attempted to explain their actions and express their regret, but the damage was done. The summit was abruptly terminated, and the Vrosh ship departed Earth, leaving behind a world changed forever. In the aftermath, humanity found itself at a crossroads. The death of the ambassador served as a harsh reminder of our vulnerability in the vastness of the cosmos. Yet it also awakened a global sense of unity and purpose. For the first time in history, the people of Earth looked to the stars not as distant lights in the night sky, but as destinations, as new frontiers to explore and understand. The age of human exploration had expanded beyond our planet, propelled by the memory of first contact and the limitless possibilities that lay among the stars. In the weeks following the disastrous first contact, Earth was a planet on edge. The death of the human ambassador at the hands of an alien, broadcast for all to see, had ignited a firestorm of public outrage and fear. Governments faced pressure from their citizens to respond decisively, while scientists and military strategists worked tirelessly to decipher the technology and intentions of the Vrosh. Amid this turmoil, a second, far larger spacecraft appeared in Earth's orbit. Unlike the first, which had shown some semblance of peaceful intent, this new vessel broadcast a message in stark, unambiguous terms. Through a patchwork of human languages, learned and mimicked from our broadcasts and digital footprints, the Vrosh communicated their ultimatum: surrender and submit to Vrosh oversight or face annihilation. You have 72 Earth hours to comply. The ultimatum sent shockwaves through global communities. The Vrosh's demonstration of power and their willingness to use it cast a shadow over hopes of peaceful reconciliation. World leaders convened in emergency sessions, while protests and vigils took place in cities around the globe. The digital realm buzzed with theories, pleas for peace, and calls to arms. As the deadline approached, a unified response began to take shape. Humanity would not submit quietly. A coalition of nations, pooling resources and knowledge, embarked on a desperate attempt to understand the Vrosh's technology. Satellite imagery and the scant data from the first encounter were analyzed in hopes of finding a weakness, or at least a way to communicate more effectively. Simultaneously, the world prepared for the worst. Missiles were readied and shelters were stocked. Yet, in the hearts of many, there was a growing realization that conventional weapons would likely be no match for the alien technology that could traverse galaxies and project devastating force. It was in this climate of desperation and determination that humanity's resolve was tested. Innovators, scientists, and leaders worked together like never before, breaking down old barriers in the face of the existential threat. New technologies were hastily developed, and strategies were formed based on the slim hope that unity and ingenuity could prevail over raw power. Then, with mere hours to spare, a breakthrough occurred. A small team of linguists and cryptographers, working with AI models trained on the initial communications from the Vrosh, crafted a response that was as much a plea as it was a declaration of Earth's willingness to defend itself. This message, encoded in the same complex patterns the Vrosh used, was broadcast to the alien ship. We are a resilient species, united in our desire to exist freely. We possess the will to defend our home, but we also hold the capacity for peace and understanding. Let there be a dialogue between us, not destruction. There was no immediate response. The world held its breath as the deadline passed, expecting the worst. Then, something miraculous happened. The Vrosh ship, instead of unleashing its feared weaponry, remained silent. Hours turned into days, and still, there was no aggression. Finally, a new message was received, this time in a format that allowed for more nuanced communication. The Vrosh Council has considered your plea. We will withhold our judgment for now. But know this, the departure of the Vrosh and their stern warning echoed across the globe, igniting a fire within the hearts of humanity. The ultimatum had been a catalyst, not just for technological and diplomatic unity, but for something far more profound and unexpected. In the shadow of potential annihilation, a latent potential within the human genome was triggered, giving rise to abilities that had once been the stuff of legends and myths. This phenomenon came to be known as the awakening. At first, the reports were scattered and disbelieved, dismissed as hysteria or fabrication. But as video footage and live demonstrations became undeniable, the world had to accept the reality. A small percentage of the human population had developed extraordinary abilities. These individuals, the awakened, became the focus of global attention, hope, and, in some cases, fear. The abilities varied wildly. Some awakened exhibited telekinetic powers, able to manipulate objects with their minds. Others could generate and control elements like fire or water, heal grievous wounds with a touch, or even manipulate the fabric of time and space on a small scale. Each new revelation of power pushed the boundaries of what humanity believed possible. Governments around the world scrambled to understand and integrate the awakened. Some saw them as weapons, others as keys to unlocking new scientific and philosophical realms. The awakened themselves reacted in diverse ways. Many embraced their new roles as pioneers of human capability, while others shied away from the spotlight, fearful of being treated as lab specimens or, worse, as threats. As the initial chaos of the awakening settled, a global initiative was launched to understand the phenomenon. This led to the establishment of the International Consortium for the Advancement of the Awakened, ICAA, a body that aimed to support the awakened and integrate their abilities into society for the common good. The ICAA worked on education, regulation, and the ethical use of powers, fostering a new era of innovation and cooperation. Amidst this whirlwind of change, stories of the awakened began to emerge, tales of heroism, of individuals using their abilities to aid their communities, to push the boundaries of exploration, and to protect the vulnerable. These stories served as beacons of hope, illustrating the potential for greatness within all of humanity. However, the awakening was not without its darker aspects. Fear and jealousy bred incidents of violence against the awakened. Some individuals used their powers for selfish or destructive ends, necessitating the formation of a specialized task force within the ICLA to manage such threats. Yet, the most profound effect of the awakening was on humanity's perception of itself. The emergence of these abilities forced a re-evaluation of human potential, spirituality, and our place in the universe. The Vrosh ultimatum, which had once seemed like a death sentence, was now viewed as a challenge, a call to rise beyond our limitations and fears, to embrace our newfound potential, and to prove ourselves worthy of the stars. In this new world, the possibilities seemed limitless. The future, once clouded by the threat of subjugation or annihilation, now shimmered with the promise of discovery and growth. Humanity stood on the cusp of a new era, the awakening of extraordinary abilities within a fraction of the human population had marked the beginning of a new epoch. The world had changed irrevocably, and with it, the dynamics of power and the fabric of society were transformed. The emergence of the awakened, as these individuals came to be known, catalyzed a period of rapid innovation and adaptation. However, this era of wonder was soon tempered by the resurgence of an old threat, leading humanity to mobilize a resistance unlike any before. Months after the Vrosh's departure, Earth's newfound unity and sense of purpose were put to the test. A series of unexplained phenomena, from sudden atmospheric disturbances to the disappearance of satellites, heralded the return of the alien presence. This time, however, the Vrosh did not come with ultimatums or open channels of communication. Instead, they launched a series of calculated strikes against Earth's defense systems and strategic sites, a clear declaration of war. The Vrosh's advanced technology and formidable firepower overwhelmed humanity's conventional defenses. It became apparent that traditional military might would not be enough to repel the alien aggressors. The world looked to the awakened for salvation, their extraordinary abilities now humanity's most potent weapon in this existential struggle. The vanguard of Earth. A specialized unit, the Sentinel Force, was established, comprising awakened individuals trained to harness their abilities for combat and strategic operations. These warriors, scientists, and strategists formed the spearhead of humanity's resistance, undertaking missions to disrupt Vrosh operations, protect critical infrastructure, and rescue civilians from conflict zones. As the war against the Vrosh escalated, the physical and psychological toll on the awakened and the populations they defended grew exponentially. Battles raged across deserts, forests, and urban centers, transforming familiar landscapes into alien battlegrounds. The awakened, despite their extraordinary powers, faced immense challenges. The Vrosh, having studied humanity's response, developed countermeasures to neutralize or even turn the awakened's abilities against them. The conflict became a crucible, testing the limits of the awakened's powers and humanity's resilience. Amidst the devastation, stories of heroism and sacrifice emerged. An awakened with the ability to manipulate time saved thousands by halting a missile in midair long enough for evacuations. With control over electromagnetic fields, created barriers to protect refugee convoys from Vrosh drones. Yet the war also unearthed darker tales, of awakened individuals driven mad by their powers, of communities torn apart by suspicion and fear, and of the Vrosh exploiting these divisions to their advantage. The relentless conflict with the Vrosh served as a grim reminder of the fragility of peace and the price of freedom, yet it also underscored the indomitable spirit of humanity. Across the planet, people from all walks of life rallied to support the resistance. Scientists and engineers developed new technologies and weapon systems. The relentless conflict with the Vrosh had stretched humanity to its limits, revealing both the depth of our resilience and the stark reality of our vulnerabilities. Yet it was within this crucible of warfare that the tide began to turn, not through sheer might or the overwhelming power of the awakened, but through humanity's indomitable spirit and unparalleled capacity for innovation and adaptation, the catalyst for change. The turning point in the war came unexpectedly, from a quadrant of Earth that had seen some of the fiercest fighting. A group of awakened, working alongside a think tank of scientists and strategists, devised a plan that was as bold as it was risky. They aimed to infiltrate a Vrosh command ship, not to destroy it, but to implant a specially designed virus, a piece of software that was part biological, part digital, crafted to disrupt the aliens' hive mind communication network temporarily. Dubbed Operation Silent Echo, the mission required a level of coordination and precision never before attempted. The team was a mix of awakened with abilities suited for stealth, electronic warfare, and telepathy, working in concert with human pilots, engineers, and hackers. The operation was a nail-biting success, with the team managing to breach the command ship's defenses and implant the virus before narrowly escaping capture. The effects of the virus were immediate and profound. The Vrosh fleet, reliant on their hive mind for coordination, descended into chaos. This disruption provided Earth's forces with a crucial window of opportunity to launch a counteroffensive, targeting key Vrosh installations and pushing the invaders back for the first time since the conflict began. Emboldened by the success of Operation Silent Echo, humanity's resistance movement gained new momentum. The awakened were at the forefront of this resurgence, leveraging their unique abilities in innovative ways to dismantle the Vrosh's technological advantages. Engineers and scientists reverse-engineered captured Vrosh technology, integrating it with human ingenuity to create weapons and defenses that leveled the playing field. The victories, however, came at a cost. Each battle, each skirmish took its toll on the planet and its people. Cities lay in ruins, ecosystems were damaged beyond recognition, and millions had been displaced. Yet, amidst the devastation, a new resolve took root. The conflict had forged a sense of unity and purpose across the globe, a collective determination to not only survive, but to reclaim the future for humanity. As the war dragged on, cracks began to appear in the Vrosh's once impenetrable facade. Intelligence gathered by the resistance indicated dissent within the alien ranks, a vulnerability that had been unthinkable at the start of the conflict. Humanity seized on this intelligence, launching psychological operations aimed at exacerbating the dissent and encouraging defections. Meanwhile, diplomatic channels, long silent, stirred with activity. Messages were sent to the Vrosh, offering peace, coexistence, and even aid in addressing whatever cosmic plight had driven them to Earth. These messages went unanswered for weeks, until, in a move that shocked both sides, an agreement was reached to stop all hostilities. Earth found itself at a pivotal moment in its history. The prospect of peace, once a distant dream amid the dark days of war, was now a tangible reality. The ceasefire negotiations, facilitated by the surprising defection of a Vrosh faction sympathetic to humanity's plight, marked the beginning of a new chapter. This period of negotiation and tentative reconciliation led to the formation of an unprecedented alliance between Earth and a portion of the Vrosh civilization, setting the stage for a future unimagined by many. The peace talks were held on a neutral space station, orbiting the remnants of the Moon's southern pole, a symbolic location representing humanity's resilience and the Vrosh's technological prowess. The discussions were fraught with tension, mistrust, and moments of profound disagreement, reflecting the deep scars left by the conflict. Yet, underpinning the negotiations was a mutual recognition of the need for coexistence and the potential benefits of cooperation. The awakened played a crucial role in these talks, using their unique abilities to facilitate communication, empathy, and understanding. After months of negotiations, the Treaty of Unity was signed. This historic document outlined the terms of the ceasefire, the framework for collaboration in technology, space exploration, and the shared stewardship of the solar system. It also established the Interstellar Council, a governing body composed of representatives from both Earth and the Vrosh, tasked with overseeing the alliance and ensuring the peaceful resolution of any future disputes. One of the most immediate and impactful outcomes of the alliance was the exchange of knowledge and technology. Human scientists and Vrosh technologists worked side by side, blending their insights to push the boundaries of what was possible. Human ingenuity, combined with Vrosh technology, led to breakthroughs in energy production, medicine, and environmental restoration. The awakened, with their deep connection to the fabric of reality, became pioneers in exploring the intersection of consciousness and the physical universe, opening new paths to understanding the cosmos. The process of rebuilding Earth and integrating Vrosh technology and knowledge into human society was complex and challenging. There were pockets of resistance, factions within both humanity and the Vrosh who viewed the alliance with skepticism and fear. Overcoming these challenges required patience, dialogue, and a commitment to the principles of the Treaty of Unity. Cultural exchanges and joint educational programs helped to bridge the divide, fostering a sense of shared destiny among the peoples of Earth and their former adversaries. As the years passed, the alliance between Earth and the Vrosh became a cornerstone of a new era of prosperity and exploration. The solar system was no longer the limit. Together, humanity and the Vrosh ventured into the unknown, establishing outposts and research stations across nearby star systems. The challenges of interstellar travel and colonization brought new questions and dilemmas. The alliance between Earth and the Vrosh, once a fragile seed planted in the ashes of conflict, had blossomed into an interstellar partnership that transformed the very essence of human civilization. This new dawn was not merely a period of recovery and growth, but a renaissance of thought, exploration, and unity, propelling humanity and its allies into a future brimming with possibilities. The awakened, individuals who had emerged as the harbingers of humanity's potential during the war, now stood as symbols of hope and the embodiment of humanity's indomitable spirit. Their extraordinary abilities, once wielded as weapons, were now the keys to unlocking mysteries of the universe that had puzzled humanity for centuries. They led efforts in healing the scars left by the conflict, both on Earth and in the hearts of its inhabitants, nurturing a world that celebrated diversity and the potential within each being. Humanity's collaboration with the Vrosh and other species encountered in the galaxy gave rise to the Galactic Symphony, an initiative aimed at sharing knowledge, culture, and technology among the stars. This interstellar network of cooperation was the brainchild of the Interstellar Council, becoming a conduit for peace and mutual advancement. Through the Galactic Symphony, civilizations that had once looked to the heavens in isolation now reached out to each other, creating a tapestry of interconnected destinies. With the boundaries of exploration expanded by Vrosh technology and the unique capabilities of the awakened, humans ventured further into the cosmos than ever before. The establishment of the pioneer guilds, teams of explorers, scientists, and awakened tasked with charting the unknown, marked the beginning of humanity's golden age of discovery. These guilds uncovered new worlds, made contact with other sentient species, and unraveled cosmic mysteries, proving that the universe was far more vast and filled with life than anyone on Earth had dared to imagine. The transformation of Earth into a beacon of unity and cooperation had profound effects on its society and governance. The old divisions that had once fractured humanity faded into obscurity, replaced by a global governance structure focused on sustainability, equality, and exploration. The lessons learned from the alliance with the Vrosh informed every aspect of human governance, emphasizing diplomacy, shared prosperity, and the stewardship of planetary and cosmic environments. As Earth looked back on the journey from the brink of annihilation to the heart of a galactic community, the legacy of those tumultuous years remained a cornerstone of its identity. The monument erected on the site of the first Vrosh landing on Earth stood not as a reminder of the conflict, but as a tribute to the resilience of life and the unyielding pursuit of peace. It bore inscriptions in every language of the Galactic Symphony, including those of the Vrosh, celebrating the unity that had emerged from the shadows of war. In this new dawn, humanity stood not as survivors, but as pioneers of a future that was continuously unfolding. A future where the potential of the awakened and the wisdom of countless worlds would converge to safeguard humanity's future for the rest of eternity.